What's up, YouTube family? This is your man Pristine back with another video. Welcome to the thoughts and impressions video for the new Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. Now, I'm not going to bother with an unboxing. There's several people that have already done unboxings. Typically, it comes in the typical Samsung presentation. They don't really deviate much from the presentation, the box that they put it in. Comes with the literature, of course, the new device, SIM ejector tool, the wall adapter, the Type-C port for charging, comes with a pair of AKG headphones, and then you also get a USB-A to Type-C little connector for data transfer. That's it. All right, so on to the device here. Now, before I pick it up and go through and just take a look at the phone's hardware, cosmetics, and software, let me go down the spec sheet so you guys know exactly what we're dealing with here. This phone is a monster. All right. Now, again, this is the Plus model. So we've got a 6.2-inch Super AMOLED 1440 by 2960 pixel display. Okay. We've got an aspect ratio of 18 by 5 by 9. We've got a pixel density of 529. And we've got an 84.2% screen-to-body ratio. We've got a Snapdragon 845 processor, 6 gigs of RAM. We've got 64 gigs of onboard storage that can be expanded up to 400 gigs, according to Samsung. We've got an octa-core CPU. We've got an Adreno 630 GPU. We've got Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the back, and we've got a piece of titanium sandwiched in between that glass. Now, as far as the cameras, on the rear, we've got dual 12-megapixel lenses. On the rear, one is a primary camera, the other one is a telephoto lens. Now, again, you get the dual camera setup here on the Plus, but not on the regular S9. The S9 just has that one 12-megapixel primary camera. Both devices have an 8-megapixel selfie cam, which operate and function the exact same. And so I don't want to get too deep into the camera because I am in the process of putting together a dedicated camera video. As you guys have known, Samsung, their little slogan or what they're touting for this device, or the main attraction, is the camera, or what they're saying is the camera reimagined. And so I'll be displaying a little bit of what they're talking about in the dedicated camera review. So definitely tune into that. That's going to be uploaded here shortly. Okay. Now, as far as battery life is concerned, we've got a non-removable 3,500 milliamp hour battery. We have a Type-C 3.1 reversible connector with Quick Charge 2.0. Samsung is touting that you can charge this phone from 0 to 58% in 30 minutes, in about a half hour. So that's up there with some of the top fast charge capabilities. I mean, that's up there with Dash Charge with OnePlus in them. So we'll definitely test that out. Now, this phone is key enabled, or Qi enabled, and you do have the ability to charge it wirelessly. I do have my Samsung wireless charger, fast wireless charger up there. But of course, it doesn't charge as fast as having the Type-C connector plugged into the device. But it does charge fast, considering the fact that it's charging your device wirelessly. The colors that you can get this device in is midnight black, coral blue, titanium gray, and lilac purple. Now, although this is the midnight black variant, you guys already know, man, all black everything, no racist. I do have to say that lilac purple really looks cool, and I'm not, I don't rock purple or anything like that. No knock on anybody, that rocks with purple, especially a guy. Obviously, that would be a little bit more typical, for, the ladies to walk around, with a purple phone. But I got to say that, I mean, if I saw a dude walking around rocking the lilac purple S9 or S9 Plus, I can't even be mad at him, because it's a very attractive looking device, man. Definitely, probably the best color color combination as far as the S9 and the S9 Plus. No matter what the color is on the back of the device, all of them are black on the front, and so it's something about that lilac purple and that black combination. I mean, it just really pops. It looks really good. Now, some notable additional features on this device. Again, we still have Bluetooth 5.0. We've got stereo speakers now on the S9 and the S9 Plus. So we've got a bottom firing speaker, and then we have another speaker here in the receiver. They sound really good. Of course, we've got a fingerprint sensor. We've got iris scanning and facial detection, and those have been consolidated now. So you can use either one. You can use facial detection or iris scanning, but there is also a feature now on the device where you can use them both at the same time, where when you're setting up the security feature, it will scan not only your face, but your eyes as well, and you can use that as a more secure method to keep your device secure. And mainly this is for, people that like to use facial recognition and not giving somebody else the ability to put like a photo or something that looks just like you in front of your phone and possibly unlock your device, which at that point you're just completely compromised and all your information is out there. So it's a more secure way of securing your device, just consolidating the iris scanning and the facial recognition. That's a solid addition to the S9 and the S9 Plus. We have a blood pressure monitor now, which is mind-boggling. I'm definitely curious to know how that works because I work in the medical field, have been for the past 17 and a half years. It'll be 18 years this July. So, just to go from manual blood pressures to the blood pressure cuffs that we slap around our arm or various parts of our bodies to get up to obtain a blood pressure. Now just having the ability to stick your finger on a little sensor and check it, I'm definitely going to check to see how accurate that is. Now we do have always on display here, as you can see right there on the display. We've got an IP68 water and dust resistance. So if you live in Seattle, Washington, where it always rains and you get 4 different weather systems in one day, you don't have to worry about it. If you get a little snow on your phone, little rain, little hail, if the hail's not big enough to crack your device, then you've got nothing to worry about. Your phone's going to be completely protected. All right. We do have Android Oreo 8.0 fresh out of the box. Now, I'm curious to know when Samsung is going to give us the upgrade to 8.1 because 8.1 is the latest Oreo software. But fresh out of the box, we do have Android Oreo 8.0, which I'm a fan of that. I am definitely a fan of that. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and pick up the device here. Now, take a look at the device cosmetics. Go ahead and unlock the device. Beautiful screen here. Infinity display. I'd have to say that Samsung probably has the best looking display on planet Earth. They make some really, really good looking displays. Again, 6.2-inch display. And so you can just see how beautiful the display is there. Oh, excuse me. Moving around to the right of the device, we've got nothing but the power button that also doubles as a sleep button. Top of the device, we've got a little antenna line, a little noise canceling microphone right there. Here is our SIM tray, which houses a nano SIM and an SD card. All right, here is another antenna line right there. Now to the left of the device, we've got the volume rocker up and down, and then we've got the dedicated Bixby button that can be disabled, so you can get rid of all those accidental presses. Now to the bottom of the device, we've got another antenna line here on the left and the right. Here's our Type-C port for charging. Here is another teeny tiny noise canceling microphone right there, and then right next to the right of that is our bottom firing speaker. That's one of the dual stereo speakers there. Now, moving around to the back of the device, you can see we've got the Galaxy S9 Plus branding right there. Samsung branding right beneath the fingerprint sensor, and then you can see there in the little glare of light, you can now see where the fingerprint has been placed, and so it's placed directly underneath the dual camera system. Last year it was right here where the sensors are. If you take a look, this is our dual tone LED flash and laser autofocus, and then we've got the other sensors right there, which is where you place your finger to check your heart rate, your pulse, and now your blood pressure. So I have to say that the fingerprint sensor, it's not perfectly placed, but it's much more conveniently placed. I feel like people still have the ability, because of how close the fingerprint sensor is to the camera, you still can reach up and actually touch and fingerprint smudge your camera lens as opposed to hitting the fingerprint sensor. So you're definitely going to need to know what you're feeling if you're not looking at the device while you're handling it, while you're trying to unlock your device, if you tend to use the fingerprint sensor as your method of security. All right. Now, unlocking the device, I rock with the fingerprint sensor, and you can see here, lock, just barely tap, and it's open. Lock the device, barely tap, and it's open. Now, it's not the fastest. It's not OnePlus 5 or Huawei or Honor fast, but it definitely works 100% of the time. You simply just tap it, boom. Oh boy, it didn't work that time. Wow, really? Okay, there we go. Yeah, right as I said that it works 100% of the time, then it turns around and it hicks up, but whatever. It is what it is, but fingerprint sensor, tap it, it opens up the display. Now, as I mentioned, we have the brand new Snapdragon 845 processor coupled with 6 gigs of RAM here. And I gotta say, this phone is a performance beast thus far. All right, now you scroll up or down to access the app drawer. As you can see, navigating through screens where the apps live is very seamless. All right. And on my screens, I typically don't keep I don't keep a bunch of apps there. I just keep a bunch of folders. I mean, to me, this is just, it helps me keep things organized. Doesn't have applications all scattered out all over the place. Hard swipe to the right will bring up Bixby. And I gotta say that Bixby is extremely useful. Now, I know that some people, they hate on it. They've gotten much more accustomed to Google now. And understand, sometimes when people get used to a certain something, it's hard to kind of break that mold and, start to try to get accustomed to something different. But give Bixby a shot. I think that Bixby can be pretty impressive. I found it to be really useful on the S8 and the S8 Plus, and also on the Note 8. It's really no different from Google now. I mean, it's a little different, but I mean, as far as just being able to put information there that's very pertinent to you or very useful to you, it definitely has the ability to do that. I mean, as you can see, I've got my S Health app here, my heart rate, my steps, calories burned thus far. I've got my Spotify right there. I can control on my Spotify right there. Those of you that like R&B music, particularly Bobby Valentino. Bobby V's got a new album called Electric. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's got a couple cuts on it, so, go ahead and download that. I'm at Bixby level 1 because I'm still, just getting accustomed to this device and using it, but it learns your patterns on how you use certain things, and it will display information depending on how you use your device. And so I find it to be extremely useful. You can put just about anything here that you want to know about, or little, if you want to access something really quick, certain apps or whatever, app suggestions, themes, all of that kind of thing. I mean, Bixby, it's there to help you out. Now, I'm not sure if you can get rid of Bixby altogether and add Google Home to that screen now when you swipe hard to the right. I don't believe that Samsung allows you to do that because Bixby's their assistant, and that's what they're pushing for their devices. But again, you do have the ability to turn off the Bixby button for those accidental presses. So you do see if I hit Bixby, then it just brings Bixby back up. But I've gotten so accustomed to just hard swipe to the right and it brings it up as well. Now, if I go under settings, display, home screen, and then home screen layout. This is where you can change whether or not you want apps or not. And so I've got it set to home and app screens, which is where you just saw me swiping up or down to access the app screen. But if you don't want that, you can just hit home screen only and apply. And then it says apply selected home screen layout. Hit apply again. And now when I swipe up, it'll just bring up like a quick search. Or when I swipe down, it also brings up the quick search. And I found that to be on a lot of other devices. And now, when I want to find all my applications, then here they are. Like I said, I keep most of my apps in these little folders here. So that's why when I get to the actual screen where there aren't any folders, then there's not that many apps there. And I like to rock with a drawer most of the time. So I'm just going to go back and change my orientation, hit apply. Boom. Now you swipe up or swipe down. Now you got your app drawer. All right. So that is a useful feature. You do have the ability to change the home buttons right there. And this is the orientation that it was in fresh out of the box. I didn't change anything. And so this is useful for me because although I am a lefty, I use my phones in my right hand. I'm extremely ambidextrous, and this is the orientation that I like. I mean, so when I'm operating with my right hand, it's just easier for me to have my back button here on the far right, home button in the middle, and then resets on the left. All right, and as you can see, when I do hit resets, there's a bunch of applications that have been opened up, and RAM management, scanning through these applications is buttery smooth. And so when I go back into Gear Best, it takes a quick second to load it back up. But then let's see, let's go back to GameStop. All right. BestBuy.com. This goes right into that. Gallery. Goes right back into that. Let's see, Google. Google now. lot of useful information there. So I'm going to go back and read some of that stuff. eBay. Pops right up. So you guys get the idea, man. This phone is a performance beast. As I mentioned, we do have Android Oreo fresh out of the box. And so, you know, you scroll down once, that brings you to all of your notifications. Scroll down twice, and then this gets you to all of your quick toggles, which you can see Samsung has a whole slew of toggles right there for you to choose from. And you can customize those things by hitting the little screw setting icon right there. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, that's the settings, but let's see. You can hit, where's it at? Oh, yeah, right here. Notification settings are clear. So you can go ahead and change those things right there. And then if you want to take it to the settings, then you can see here that, that consolidated list. You know, so the list it's not as extensive as it was on Android Nougat. And so things have been consolidated. Certain things are hidden now, so you got to pay attention to what you're getting into. Some people may find it a little difficult when you're coming over from Nougat to Android Oreo, but you just kind of have to read and really figure out where things are. And then once you learn where they are, it's nothing to navigate and get to those things. Yeah. Touch gestures, I mean, we do have the ability to scroll down on the fingerprint sensor to bring down the notification shade and access your quick toggles. And if you want to get back up on those things, then you can just swipe up on the fingerprint sensor. Now, I'm not sure. Let's see. Go to Photos, Pictures. It's just me. Pristine. With my wife's glass of wine in my hand, just looking cool for the photos because I don't drink. Interesting. So you're not able to scroll pictures right and left with the fingerprint sensor when you're in the gallery. I know a lot of times that feature is in Photos. So let me see. Nope, you can't do it while you're in Photos as well. So you can only use the fingerprint sensor to scroll down to access your notifications and your quick toggles there. All right. All right, y'all. So let's take it to the camera real quick and take a quick photo. Wow, look at that. Beautiful picture right there. You guys can see that. Great detail. iHome. As I mentioned, DxOMark has rated this camera the highest right now, and so that is definitely saying something. It's definitely saying a lot. And as you can see here, when we're in the photo app, or the camera app, hit this little button right here. This is the conventional viewfinder, but you can widen the screen to take full advantage of the screen. And so you can just hit this little button right there. So it's full view. All right, so now you can go from full view turned off to full view turned on. All right, and that's a nice touch right there. I really like that. I'm a big fan of that. But as you can see, as far as the different modes, I mean, we're in auto right now. We've got live focus, which this is where you can take bokeh effect shots. You've got the pro mode right there. You've got panorama, and then we've got food. Now, if we take it the other direction, here is super slow-mo, which this phone is now capable of recording, I think, like 10 seconds of super slow-mo at like 960 frames per second, kind of similar to what was on the Sony Xperia XZ Premium, and it records that at 720p resolution. All right, we've got AR emoji, which I have created my little AR emoji figure, and he doesn't really, well, he looks somewhat like me. He's all right. And then we have hyperlapse. And so those are the different modes and things that you've got. But again, as I mentioned, where this camera really shines is, you know, that dual aperture mode. You do have 2x optical zoom there, so you can see I can zoom in on my little Android guy, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. And so I know that feature was also on the iPhone X and the iPhone 8 Plus. And so you do have that feature now. And just take it to the settings, and we've got picture size, video size, timer, HDR, tracking, autofocus, super slow-mo. And then for the front camera, we got picture size, video size, timer, HDR, save pictures as previewed, shooting methods. Go into that. So tap the screen, show palm, tap heart rate sensor. Let's see, face shape correction, edit camera modes, motion photos, so record a short video clip of what happens before each picture is taken. So that's kind of like live photos for the iPhone. So you have the ability to turn that on or off. Video stabilization, we do have optical image stabilization on both lenses on the rear camera. So that's definitely good for video. If you've got a shaky, unsteady hand, I mean, definitely you'll be able to take videos and still have that fluidity and that smoothness to the video without you having to hold it completely still or keep it on like a tripod or something like that. We've got grid lines, location tags, review pictures, quick launch, voice control, floating camera button, hold camera button 2, and you can choose that to either take a picture, take burst shot, or create a GIF or a GIF. Press volume key to take photos, record video, zoom, or system volume, shutter sound, and their reset settings. And so you've got a whole slew of options here in the camera settings. Now if you scroll to the... Okay, so scrolling right or left, I mean, that changes the modes. If you scroll up or down, then that changes to the selfie camera, which is what it just did right there. Okay, so we'll just take a quick little selfie. Boom. All right, very solid looking photo there as far as the detail. Recording this video with the Xiaomi Redmi 5 Plus. Excellent cameras on that device. So, yeah. The camera on this device is just a beast, man, and I'm definitely stay tuned for the camera video because I've got a lot of good photos and videos that I've already taken with this device, just really wanting to see exactly what the hype was about with this camera. And I definitely got to say that the hype is definitely real with this camera. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all that I've got right now for the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. Thank you all for tuning into the video. If you like this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to expose yourself to tons more videos that I've done like this one. And definitely stay tuned because I've got tons more content to come. All right, stay tuned for the dedicated camera video for the S9 Plus here, and that's going to be followed up with the full pristine review. Make sure you hit that notification button so every time I upload a new video, you can be one of the first ones to peep it out and give me your feedback and your thoughts on what you just saw. All right. All of my subscribers, I love you guys. Thanks for rocking with me. All my new subscribers, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the pristine journey. I'm going to continue doing my thing, getting my hands on these devices to help you guys make an informed decision on what your next smartphone purchase may be. And until that next video, man, please stay safe, get spiritually fit because we're definitely living in the last days. And definitely keep it pristine in every aspect of your lives. Catch you guys in the next video, S9 Plus. I'm your man Pristine, bringing you the content. Peace. Catch you guys in the next video.